Hello my friends, we're in Fuding and the ecology here is fantastic and the river proves it. There's a lot of fish and it feels great. Locals enjoy feeding them with bread whilst walking here in the evening. This huge petroglyph is located on the bank of Tongshanxi River in Fuding. It depicts the history of the city and of the whole region, starting from the most ancient times, 4,000 to 5,000 years ago, to modern times. Here it shows the Stone Age, the first craftsmen, and cave paintings. All things about this era look similar all over the world.
3年要7年报的银就是这样，它可以到。
Here it shows the story and culture of the Shizhu people. There are more than 20 ancient peoples in Fuding, but Shizhu is a kind of common unifying name, or it's the name of the largest group of people anyway. This is a statue of Zhu Wing, a famous calligraphy master from Fuding. He's a respected master in this region. This panel even shows the story of the tea trade. Here we can see tea boxes. This is the oldest tea port in this region. Fuding was where the tea was exported from. It went down the river to the sea. Not just tea from Fuding, but from all China, from Fujian and the north, and from all the bordering provinces. From this port, tea was exported to England and Japan and many other countries. This last panel of this vast petroglyph depicts the modern history of Fuding from 1958 to 1995. Industrialization, modern factories are built. Everything's going well and everyone is happy. This work of art was completed in December of 1995, and it ends with these happy and smiling faces of Chinese people. This wonderful factory is located 100 kilometers from Fuding. It's closer to the sea. White tea is produced here.
光尾雕。今天刚好有太阳，前2天下雨了，没办法。来，我们等一下收来的茶几，慢慢，你看架子很多，就是换了阳光来尾雕，把它晒干，晒干。然后下雨天等一下我有室内尾雕，我带你去看一下。
The first stage of tea production is called Wei Diao. The picked leaves are spread over bamboo trays, and they're placed in a shady place if the sun is too bright. The leaves start drying, so it's the first drying stage. The next stage is Honggang, or Hongbei. Natural charcoal is used. The tea is heated. The temperature is not very high. It's regulated by the master. He controls the process. The leaves get drier because of the hot airflow. Its name can be translated as hot drying. Here's an interesting story. This factory produces white tea. There was a period when Tie Guanyin tea was extremely popular, so the owners of this factory installed 3 rolling machines for Tie Guanyin production. They don't use them anymore, as white tea is more popular now. Here we can see a sorting machine. It separates the leaves depending on their size and quality. The best leaves are taken from the first section of the machine. Broken and smaller leaves come from the second section, then small pieces and dust come out of the end. The tea in the first bag is just wonderful. The aroma is stunning. We've tasted it. It's fantastic. This machine is used to weigh the collected tea. It's really difficult to read the scale on how much it weighs. Here we can see tea that is ready. Later it will be packaged. This is Bai Mudan, and right next to it is Bai Hao Yinzhen. In this room, the tea goes through the Wei Diao stage, the first drying stage. Usually it's done using heat from the sun, but when the weather is bad, it's done in a room like this one. The room is filled with hot air, and the conditions are similar to natural drying. This is a large cha yuan, or cha shan, a tea garden, or a tea mountain. It belongs to the factory we've just visited. These special yellow sheets are attached to the tea bushes. They protect the leaves from insects. The owner of the factory say they use no pesticides or fertilizers, but they use hundreds of these yellow sheets. All the insects that want to eat the leaves stick to them. The tea buds are ripe and perfect right now. A big bright bud like this one is used for Bai Hao Yinzhen, or a bud with 2 leaves for Bai Mudan production. The tea pickers have been working since the early morning. People who work in the mountains take their kids with them very often. It's very nice to see it. This little boy runs all over the place and tells his grandpa, "Look, foreigners are walking here." Come on, guys, go and pick some more leaves. We'll have to go down, and we don't have any money for the road back. Our great pickers have picked some leaves too. We'll measure how much tea we've harvested, and maybe we can get paid for it as well. We've arrived at tea plantations. They're located higher in the mountains. You can feel how different this place is. The air is very clean. It's not close to the sea and much further from cities. It takes about 2 hours to get here from Fuding. A Buddhist monastery is located nearby. It's been there since the time of the Tang dynasty. It's being restored. It's a very ancient place. We've also seen a couple of abandoned villages on our way here. They looked ancient too. Many more people lived here long ago. We've arrived at Taimu Shan Park. This is one of the most famous places in Fuding, a popular tourist attraction. The Taimu goddess statue is one of the most famous landmarks. She's the patron saint of the whole region and of the Fuding city. In the monasteries of Taimu Mountain, people don't use machinery. They don't have enough money and prefer traditional methods. These leaves on the bamboo trays are drying under the sun. The leaves are placed at a certain angle to avoid excessive light. They create a kind of shadow. I must say that the smell here is gorgeous, the aroma of fresh leaves. Here they produce not only white tea that is traditional for Taimu, like Bai Hao Yinzhen or Bai Mudan, but also red tea. It's called Taimu Hongcha or Taimu Yinzhen. It's special and deserves attention. High-grade leaves are used for production, buds or tips, same as for Bai Mudan. narrow place. How narrow? Much narrower than it was before. We've almost reached the top of Taimu Mountain. A legendary tree grows near the monastery, planted by Taimu herself. It's called Liu Zhuya, or green snowy bud. This tree was mentioned by Lu Yu in his famous book, A Classic of Tea, or Cha Qing, and it's believed to be one of the most ancient tea trees in the world. It's even older than the famous Da Hong Pao tea bushes. This place is a place of pilgrimage for lovers of white tea and enthusiasts from all over the world. Since ancient times, people of this region have harvested seaweed. This boat proves it. It's been here for many decades. Right now, the seaweed is being dried on the beach. The owner of the factory explained a very interesting thing to me. Why white tea is so special. Well, to tell the truth, all kinds of tea have this peculiarity. But the owner believes that it's unique to white tea. It's that cha qi of good tea, or the energy of tea, stays within the leaf after production. It's quite difficult to explain what cha qi is in clear terms. If the tea is made properly, and if the technology is good, this energy stays inside the tea, but it disappears over time, when the tea is aged. Technically speaking, the fermentation continues, and the tea continues to change. But if we want to use more spiritual terms, appropriate for Chinese tea culture. The charqui starts leaving the tea leaf gradually. The more the tea is aged, the better it gets. Here, they like aging white tea. When the tea is fresh, it's bright and very delicate. They don't make darker teas, only some red tea. But many people are looking for stronger teas that have a more richer taste. So they decided to age white tea to make it more suitable for those who are looking for a stronger taste. It tastes more like fermented tea. I asked her an interesting question about when they started making compressed white tea. In Russia and all over the world, white tea cakes started becoming popular recently. So when did such a thing happen? Turns out to be an ancient story, almost as old as the story of compressed teas from Yunnan. They started making it long ago. In China, people are trying to restore their history and traditions, and they search for information. So they didn't try to copy pu'er teas just because they're popular. White tea cakes have their own authentic ancient history. We can see that the master measures the necessary amount of tea. Then, he puts a tiny piece of paper that's called ningfei inside. It has the logo of the factory and some basic information about the tea on it. And then the leaves are heated using hot steam. After that, the warm and humid tea is put in a cloth bag, and then it's compressed. After that, the tea is placed on special trays. It stays inside the bags till it gets dry. Then the cloth will be removed and used again. Enjoy your tea.